Hi everyone, it's Sue here. It's June 24th, 2017, and what I'd like to do today is I'd like to offer 4 mini readings, one for each of the elements to do with the zodiac. So I'll have a mini reading for fire, water, earth, and air. So for fire, that covers Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And for earth, we have Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. For air, we have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And then for water, we have Pisces, Scorpio, and of course, Cancer. So what I'd like to do is a little bit different than your traditional tarot readings and astrology, because we have so many fantastic, absolutely epic readers on YouTube already. And I was thinking, what is it that I might bring to the table to my viewers as a metaphysical educator and an occult science educator? What could I bring to you that might be of real benefit? So I was thinking, what about a really cool way to look at our health and our wellness, and then also weave in some shamanic and metaphysical understandings as I read, to link them together. So it's nice that you can come to YouTube and listen to the readers, and it's wonderful that you get your astrology, but you don't really always get the understandings that go with that, or ways to help you see from behind your own eyes. Some of them do and some of them don't. So with that in mind, let's do our next 3 months. I'm going to do the overarching energies for each of the 4 elements and weave in a little bit of what you'll be dealing with for your wellness and optimal health. So I'm using some cards today that I happen to love. They're called the Vision Quest cards, and they are very close to images to do with nature and the natural world. Very earthy feeling cards. And I like them because the teachings on these cards written by the author have much, I'll say they're a higher self knowledge, and some of it is knowledge that I believe was probably handed down through oral tradition and then shared through these cultural teachings of these cards. So for the next 3 months, I am choosing a card right now for the overarching energy for the sign of fire, for health and wellness. What will be the overarching energy that you will be dealing with and working with over the next 3 months? So even though today is June 24th, I'm going to really count this from July, August, September, as we move from summer into the early fall. Okay, so I've cut the deck. Well, I'm about to cut the deck, and I'm going to take the card off the top. So the first card that comes up is the card of Vision Quest. I'll put it a little, whoops, I'm just getting used to this a little bit. So the card of Vision Quest. So you can see here we have a thunderbird in the background, the sun, a sort of a bonsai tree to the side, and we've got a gentleman or a person looking up to the sky, raising their arms in honor of the sun and all the elements. So I'm just going to take a moment to interpret this card and give you what I see and what I feel for the fire signs for the next 3 months or so, give or take, the overarching energies for health and wellness. This card, to me, this is a major arcana card, and the card is about going out on your own and seeking higher knowledge, seeking higher answers, raising above problems, raising above challenges, and continuing to draw in the energies that feed your aliveness, the energies that feed your spirit, the energies that feed your soul. So it's hitching yourself up to the more expanded energies that feed your spirit, your mind, your body, and soul. And it is also about coming into a place, when we go into Vision Quest, it is also about coming into a place where we have to do our own work. We need to not rely so much on other people, other systems, and other sources, but we need to go out and do our own work for ourselves and trust that what we receive is exactly right and is divinely guided. So I see for you over the next 3 months, really expansion, a lot of expansion in terms of health, wellness, and I'm going to even put mental wellness um, in here. And I see you rising up above the mundane and doing more work in the expanded field, so to speak, than just your immediate field, hitching yourself up to the more expanded energies so that you can receive divine guidance, whether it comes through auditory, whether it comes through visual, whether it comes through gut sense, kinesthetic, or it might come through your hearing. Well, that's auditory, but other people receive information through just know. It's their crown chakra, and they might not know how they know what they're getting. They just know. They just get it. And they just get it sort of it drops in like a rote all at once of, there's the grand aha, that's it. So we each have more dominant senses than some of the others, but we pretty much always take in our psychic energy and our psychic information through auditory, sensory, and the gut sensory, seeing in the third eye from behind our eyes, or our just know senses. So here you are hitching up. Aries will be, I'm sorry, fire signs. I've really got a lot of Aries people around me, so that's why I keep putting Aries in with the fire sign. But the fire signs will really be doing a lot of growth, a lot of expansion here in terms of energies coming in. Lots of, I see new, not only new, but I also see very powerful energies hitching into your body, mind, and spirit during this next 3 month cycle. So that is really neat. So let me go on from Aries. We're going to go into the earth sign. So earth signs are Virgo, once again, Taurus, and Capricorn. And let us see what the message for the next 3 months for health and wellness and some of the understandings around that will be for our earth friends. Very earthy friends. Lots of, this is a very strong time for earth signs, particularly during summer solstice. Lots of energy coming in from the other world. And this is interesting. We have a card of love. This is for the earth signs again, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. For the next 3 months, give or take. So that's July, August, September. And the sign of love, 2 of water. So water and earth signs together, both those elements mean something very permanent is at work, because water and earth makes mud, and those 2 elements work together very well. So over the next 3 months, I see very cohesive, very productive, very manifesting types of energies coming into play with health, wellness, and self-empowerment. And so I think the key here, given the card of love, says to me, not only will you be in a new resonance and dealing with some new frequencies and some new resonances, having to do with bringing in the element of love, whether it be a lover, a new friend, friends, new passions, but love in all those forms. But the most important element in this to me is that we are talking about loving the self as well, self-love, self-esteem, and just really being in a great space overall, feeling confident, feeling strong, feeling self-centered, and feeling assured, very much in balance. I think when we truly have great self-esteem and we love ourselves and we are honoring ourselves, those are very powerful times. So I see these earth signs as going through the next, like I said, July, August, September, and of course the ending of June, but over the next 3 months, give or take, a lot of cohesive manifestation, things really coming into the physical world for you, and particularly to do with your health and wellness. This will be really anchoring in the physical body some very concrete positive elements. Okay, so that sounds really wonderful. So let's move on. We have done fire and earth. Let's move on to air, which is our Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I have to look at my notes once in a while just because I'm thinking too much here. So I'm going to ask our cards as I cut the deck for the message for health and wellness for the sign of air over the next 3 months, July, August, September 2017. And we have the card of contemplation. 4 feathers, 4 of air. So we're working with the air element with the sign of air. Wowza. So that is pretty heavy duty in terms of lots of that element coming in. It's a lot of mental mind activity, and it's a lot of pulling up the energy from the body into the mental mind. So as I look at this card, my sense is that a lot of the air signs are going to feel very divided, or they have been living their life kind of divided. And what this is talking about is an integration, or getting prepared for an integration. There will be a reflective time over those 3 months. There will be more reflective time. There will be things working at the deeper core. There will be things stirring within the body, mind, and spirit at the deeper levels. And so this will bring to the fore more contemplative aspects for the air signs within themselves. So it will be a more paced and quiet time in terms of reflective, contemplative, and integrative. I do see, as I say, it's almost like 2 sides are coming together and integrating as they exit the 3-month period. And also during, it will be doing it percolating underneath. So it also speaks to me of, during that cycle, to be mindful of your actions and reactions, and step back a little bit more and be a little more contemplative before you act or react to anything. I see it as a really empowering period. I think my sense is that there's a real strong energy on the move between right now and the fall period, at least here in North America, as well globally, but you'll be in different cycles than we are here where I reside in Canada. But during this next period, during these next cycles, very powerful time, and energetically a lot of real change for all of us coming in. Change that is empowering change, and energies that are intense, but energies that are almost like replacing old energies that had to purge and leave over the last few months. So even though they're intense, it's a good intensity. It's a welcome intensity. So last but certainly not least, let's move on to the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And let me see what the message is for you for the next 3 months, July, August, September, and as we exit June, of course, in 2017. And this is for the water sign. So I'm just going to once again cut my deck and pick up the top. And for the water sign, for health and wellness, I have the sign of, or the card of, depletion. Now, this is a raven who's flying over some sunflowers, and the sunflowers are dried up, wilted, and they are very depleted. It's the 7 of Earth card for those of you who like to do traditional tarot. Now, what this says to me is, you know, water, when you think about water, how much and how important water is to our body and to our health. My very first hit with this is environmental for the water signs, that whatever is going on in their environment, they will need to be very, very aware. Have your antenna up and be very mindful of what is happening in your environment. So wherever you live, wherever you work, The water signs, to me, this says that water signs will be more prone over the next 3 months or so to environmental toxins. Certainly, we've had no depletion of water in North America in terms of water. We've had epic amounts of rain, flooding, and all those sorts of things, especially in Canada, where I reside. But this, to me, says be careful. Be careful of the water you're taking in, because it could dry out your system. And that's the very first and most important message that I get with this. Of course, our cells need water, the mitochondria need water, everything needs water in our body. So look at even the waters that you might be drinking, even if it's bottled water. It might be too acidic or too alkaline. Really, really, please, people, pay attention to the water element for Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. The next thing in this card to me for health and wellness is depletion, or the 7 means to me a scattering of energy, where you kind of fragment yourself like shrapnel, and you don't have a clear focus where you're taking your army. And so my sense is that this is not something you'll do consciously, but because you're so sensitive, because you're so receptive, because you're so psychic, you will be really more, what's the word I want, susceptible to global energies that are taking place. And we do have some heavy duty, kind of volatile, combustible, astrological things at work, along with eclipses over the next 2 to 3 months that we'll be weaving through. So you guys, you water signs, really need to just do a checkup from the neck up and a check from the neck down, and make sure that you're not absorbing some of the negative and very intense energies that will be moving through, that are on a more negative side or toxic side. You're particularly sensitive to that. So just protect yourselves. I love a strong message card like this, because it's about protecting yourself. It's giving you a clear message. Depletion is the word. And, it's giving you a clear message to be wary and be very careful and be very cautious. Okay. So that is what I see for health and wellness for each of the 4 elements in the zodiac. I hope you enjoyed this. And I also, my website is metaphysora.com, metaphysora.london. Either of those brings you to my website, and it's a metaphysically based website with resources and services and events that are all to do around the metaphysical world. So I particularly want to reach out and say hi to what I call all the poems in the world, which are psychic, occult, esoteric, and metaphysical people. And thank you for viewing, and I hope this was of some benefit to each and every one of you. Much love, and I will see you soon.